next very important and vital step in creating your Indigenous showcase garden is now to do a site visit and to really look at the area that you're working with. There are some things that you really need to consider. These are things like the soil and the aspect, which means the sun. Does the sun reach the area well? And is it well covered in areas from frost or wind? These are things to really think about when you start to map out your area and your garden space. So guys, this is the site that we've chosen, all right? So we do a little bit of assessment just before we get into the really cool stuff of the planting and things. So some of the things we need to consider in our site assessment is, first of all, the sun. So, you know, a lot of these plants want to have full sun. So over on this side is a good place to plant the ones with full sun, okay? So even if you want to put that note down, you can, you know, this side we'll put the full sun. And then over there, where we've got the tree already in place, we've got a couple things in place, that's where we're going to put our plants that like a little bit more shade, okay? Because we can see on that side, there's more shade. So we're looking at like the different aspects of the area. We'll also need to have a bit of consideration of water and just the general ecosystem all around us as well. So have a look at some of the plants that are already established. So now we walk around, we see what's already in the area. We've got some grasses that are really well established, these native grasses here. We've got some of our trees. Okay, so they're going to provide shade in some times of the day, eventually when they grow up. So that's something to consider as well. And then we've got all these strappy weavy plants in here. Spot maybe there for a yarning circle. When you're designing your garden space, it may be in an area that is actually close or near to a significant traditional site. Traditional places and sites are really important to the traditional custodians of the area that you live. They hold a lot of power and a lot of significance. And they also hold a lot of the stories and the history of the place. So by incorporating or connecting with that space, you can then further help to look after that area. Your school might be situated near a creek or a river, and there may be some really important traditional stories around those spaces. There may be animals that have a deep connection to that site too. And the traditional custodians will have a story that connects to that site and that animal. Maybe there's a story around that animal that you can then shape into your garden through art or through an actual physical shape by creating that shape. Now is a really important time to work together and bring all of those lovely and amazing knowledge that you have learnt from traditional custodians and you have learnt from creating your plant list. Bring all of that stuff together now and work together in teams to understand and create the space that you want.